And we are back. Hello and welcome to the ESL ESEA Pro League. I'm Alex Machine Richardson, joined by Lauren Pansy Scott. She hasn't gone anywhere, and
Still
it's
here.
time to talk about Game 3 of tonight. Big one, TSM VP. We've hyped it up already, and you really, there is so much for both of these teams, an indicator of how TSM are performing, and on Overpass of all maps, which I know me and Lauren have seen real prime examples over the last 2 times we saw TSM on Overpass.
Yeah.
Where TSM really have looked very strong. VP as well, both very competent. And it's kind of going to be the second test for VP after besting Titan quite comfortably, 16-6 over on Cash just the game before.
Yeah, I'm looking at just to see how good Virtus.Pro are, how close they are to actually being able to challenge the big dogs TSM. Well, they do at least get to pick up the knife there. Taz just closing that one down, so they will get to choose whichever side they would like to start on. And hopefully for them, it'll get them off to a very good start. And they definitely need that here, because you would argue TSM, they are on par with the big guys right now. They are up there with the Fanatics. So for Virtus.Pro, they have to get this one. They have to prove that they can exist within that top 4 slots currently going on in the ESL ESEA Pro League, especially in the EU region. And we are now seconds away from getting this one started.
Yeah, let's kick this one off and kick this one off with a bang, as it's time now to see how these teams perform. Both really at peak performance. We've seen them up against Titan recently, Gamers 2, Navi, flip side, all victories for them, and TSM the same, besting NIP twice in a row actually, as of late, as KGB starts. As he needs to go on. It's Pasha now down. Pasha, of course, on top form as it was in just the game prior. Over 25 frags for him. As Taz just swings the door open and tries to pick up a second. Not going to happen, but Neo is there to pick up the pieces, fortunately, as the frags just keep coming for VP. And now it's all onto Zip, Nix, and Device to try and piece together the round. They do have the advantage of being able to get that bomb down just about. That's now pressure from Sandbags.
It certainly is, but there's still that Tech 9 in the hands of Snacks and Device. Last man alive. He's outnumbered, he's outgunned, and now he's gone down. Taz had to close it out. Device did get picked up, and Neo with the defuse. And, well, this is looking more and more like a very good start for Virtus.Pro. Neo playing well straight away, Taz playing well straight away. And this is a perfect start.
It's a real good start, and I'm looking towards what they're going to pick up. We saw VP actually favor the rifles, especially on Overpass. It would make sense. I assume we're going to be seeing a fair few M4s and FAMAS. We're actually going to be seeing a whole lot of SMGs take it back. 3 MP7s picked up. And that means they're probably going to be going pretty aggressive. CQB.
And to be fair, Taz last time was the only player who actually didn't have an SMG. He went with the UMP. Everyone else did have those SMGs. So this is something that clearly Virtus.Pro like to do. They like to have a majority stack of the SMGs in their second round on their CT side if they pick up the first. Now, I don't know how that becomes a little bit more diverse down the line. But on the T side, this is a huge investment. That's a lot of money put in here. A lot of armor and a big, heavy load of Tech 9s coming in, pouring towards the site. The B site is looking like a bloodbath right now, and Neo's the one at the top of it. The king of the hill is raining in the fire, and finally goes down to Device, and KGB still kicking in this one. Device follows up perfectly, and now 1v1, Snacks up against Device. TSM have done the damage, but can they just close down this round?
It's going to be really tough for Device, especially now considering his health brought down to just 18. To be fair, Snacks is a bit worse for wear as well. 35 for him. And he does have the advantage of being able to put that bomb down. Does go down. Now time is of the essence for Snacks, and it's all about positioning. And Device is going for a bit of a run. He's going to try and rope-a-dope around. And he very well could catch Snacks off guard here. The smoke's going to come in, and that's going to be potentially spelling trouble for the T. But look at Snacks. He's going hunting. And what did he do? Device just charged around the smoke. The smoke was enough to kind of put him on kind of panic mode. And Snacks plays it just pinpoint precision and managed to bring that second frag and the round home for his team.
And not only did we see that great control count from Taz in the previous game in the final round, we've just seen Taz do just the same thing then, just putting down the smoke, really making TSM, specifically Device then, a little bit careful, a little bit on edge, and thinking, okay, well, maybe he's defusing, maybe he's going to full it. And, well, it wasn't the case, and Neo just showing that experience once again. But 2-0 for Virtus.Pro, not clean rounds just yet, but clean enough. Yeah. And they'll be happy with that. 2 bomb plants, though, coming in for TSM means they're not poor. They've got enough money to get some rifles back into the game. They've got a good bit of utility on towards Dupree. And they're taking themselves over towards, kind of A-long, taking their time, spreading out well. They've still got Zipnix just holding the tunnel pushes if required. And Virtus.Pro need to be careful because they're on a bit of a shoddy by themselves. They've got, Scout in play. They've got the P90, UMP. It's not perfect.
Yeah, it's by no means perfect. And now they've got to try and build something off of this. And yeah, we saw him do incredible stuff with the AWP in that very position not too long ago, and Now we are going to be seeing TSM with these newfound weapons going to be finding frags, and in fact, tell a lie, it's actually going to be Snacks to shut him down. They didn't manage to do too much damage, just brought him down to 45 as he's going to be cornered beast at this point. Flashes himself as it's going to be Carrigan who picks that one up. Now Snacks there to respond as they're going to be going back and forth. And TSM have gathered no ground yet into a site.
And Pasha kind of threw himself into the fire then to allow Snacks the time, the positioning, the presence to get the kills, and he did just enough, and that did allow Snacks to get 3. So now Carrigan and Zipnix, the last two alive. Well, in a 3v2, you can probably choose the best site here, or try and choose the best site to go to. If they go towards A, well, they've got Taz and Neo to deal with. If they're able to get to B without, ringing off too many alarm bells, TSM would just be able to challenge down Bialy. But then again, Bialy does have the P90, he has a lot of bullets, and it's not a long rotate just from A down towards B. And here we go, Bialy becoming rather aware, gets the first down, a good exchange, information gathered, and now quickly you can see Virtus.Pro try and get themselves over towards the B side, but it's Zipnix, it's a 1v2, and he's up against a scout, he could do some real work here.
Yeah, especially if they get into the close quarters. Oh, that's big. Neo now down. Is he going to find the last one? It's going to be him versus Taz. Taz, you already highlighted as the brain of the bunch, is going to be trying to do his best in this scenario, but Zipnix out-aims and out-brains to bring 3 frags home and the round as TSM are going to punch Virtus.Pro in the gut with that 3rd round win.
Perfectly played then by Zipnix at the end. Just, I thought it was a little bit sloppy almost from the last 2 players alive for Virtus.Pro. I wanted to see a little bit more of a crisp retake coming in, but not to be the case. And now TSM have a good deal of money. They've kind of turned this back on its head. So we've got the pistols coming out for Virtus.Pro. They've got a CZ, P250s, no armor though. So they're going to try and maybe get into these awkward angles where they could catch them off guard. Snacks is certainly trying to do that. Zipnix watching the push. Taz pushing up as well. They're just getting a little bit out of position to a normal extent. So trying to hold those close range angles, and those P250s can do damage.
Yeah, and especially when there's no armor, Carrigan's going to be very comfortable on that MP7. As I'm not too sure what they're going to be able to find here. Pasha is in toilets. He's going to be the first one really on the scene on towards long. Does have a CZ. He's going to want to try and favour that close quarters. And that's a perfect timing on the peak. Not going to happen though. Dupree too quick on the trigger. As TSM are going to start finding openers. Cajun B's there as well. And that's one on either site. And decision time now for the Danes.
And I really liked how cautious TSM were. They're so aware of what, monetary stance Virtus.Pro are probably on. So even if they weren't sure, then they played it super slow, super cautious by A-Long. As soon as they saw Pasha with just that CZ, they could assume the rest. Now they're leaving Device as almost their rotate point, so he can watch the back and the whole entrance there. The only slight issue is that Taz is kind of in an in-between. He's kind of in a position where Device would have seen if he had rotated off of A, but Taz got there earlier. So now Taz could be able to get maybe a kill here, maybe 2. If he's in the right place, but Device now going to be challenged out by Neo, but Device quick on the trigger, takes him down. Not even a single scratch to be really dealt towards TSM at this point, and that's how cautious they've been, but not cautious enough. Carrigan gets picked up, but bless you, that is the SMG down and nothing more.
Ooh, I could feel that sneeze coming for about 3 months. Finally, it's there. Ooh. Okay. All right, I'm much better for that.
Yeah, you feel good now.
That was really bugging me. Finally. As now, let's see what Carrigan chooses to bring into the fray, as I wouldn't be surprised if he just get dropped a rifle. Or he's going to go back to the SMG. Either way, let's see how VP respond. They are going to be going for that double eco. Just a couple of nades for Snacks to try and deal with this one. They are going to be stacking and not snacking their way.
They're going to be snacking.
They're going to be snacking.
They're eating their feelings.
Just a hand in a packet of crisps. As it looks like we're going to be seeing VP just stack up towards toilets, just say it nice and slowly. Try and get some early aggression, early frag, but TSM not going to give them an inch because they know VP are capable of taking the mile.
And I really love how cautious they are. I was saying in the last round, and again, they may be up against a team on eco. They're not sure if it's a shoddy buy or full, but what they're going to come up against. Look how cautious they are. Now they're just going to take their time. And they're going to check their corners. They're going to make sure no one surprises them. Carrigan went down, but that wasn't the end of the world. But Dupree here, starting to try and find some information. Cajun B ahead of the smoke in a good position too, but Zipnix could be caught off guard here. Bialy snuck up pretty damn well, and Bialy does deliver. Takes down Zipnix, spots out 2 more, does go down, but they now know, well, TSM have got a lot of presence towards B. We better get some players over there to try and do some damage, and that flash was good, but not good enough.
Yeah, TSM have really put in some work here on Overpass. It's evidence. Last time these guys met, 16-4 to Virtus.Pro. That was in the Face It League, and this is a very different side to TSM on Overpass. Not too long ago, they bested NIP with that incredible result, 16-1, or was it 16-3 actually? Excuse me. And this, my friends, is once again TSM going to be shutting down neat and tidy, just as Lauren said, the VP eco. But the real test will come the next round, see what VP can bring to them in the forefront of this one. They've been going for that aggressive presence. It's something that VP can do very well. TSM do exactly the same on their CT side. That aggressive push out from the A site. Gather intel, gather frags, and then back on up. TSM going to be picking this one up. Taz, there's nothing he can do. He's just going to walk on in and try and find an exit. Not going to happen as he does a backflip to celebrate, and that's going to be now time to see what VP can do with weapons in their hands.
And I'm just going to say, this game just seems like it's just going to get better and better now. It's been such a close neck thing. So, Virtus.Pro picking up the first two, TSM turning around with the early buy after the back of those plants. And now we get to see the big one, that big first real gun round. Now, KGB, 6.1k. Sticking with the Galil here.
That's another questionable one.
Yeah, we saw the scout earlier being kind of stuck with by Neo on the last map, but full buy up from Virtus.Pro. Snacks not messing around. He wants some control towards that A-long area, but that's not where TSM are. TSM just kind of working their way through that mid-connector area, that lower underpass, however you want to refer to it as. And they're being cautious again. They're slow, they're meticulous. Whereas Dupree and Zipnix over by that B side, just holding the push. Considering last time around it was Bialy who snuck up, maybe just to see if that's something he's trying again. But I just want to see where TSM take this, and I think they want to find out, where are these guys playing? Have they pushed up? How aggressive are they? And Pasha, to be fair, he was looking for that shot. Not going to find anything though, as Device is actually backing out.
Yeah, it looks like TSM have made a decision. You can see Dupree's kind of yearning towards short. Wants to try and make a push in. This wallbang's so common because there's nades and flashes that can be thrown from this corner to enable his team to push in. That's just going to cover off the rotate from CT spawn. There's going to be a quick response there from VP. This is very nice from them. The counter flashes, the counter smokes. They're going to make this as difficult for TSM as they can, as it's going to be a real big frag for Carrigan. How did Taz fluff his line so badly? Now, 4 versus 3. Dupree pushing through the pop flash. This is perfect from TSM. The bomb's in, they're set up, and VP get a disconnect to rub salt to the wound.
Well, Neo and Pasha, the sad thing is there, Virtus.Pro were perfect. They did the counter smokes well. They held them back on the right places, as you noted. But then I was going to say, well, they've got to hit the shots now. And what the hell did Taz do?
Yeah, Taz is going to be bugged.
He completely fluffed his shot. And, of course, TSM, a team of that caliber, is not going to do that. They're young, they're hungry, and they're looking for these wins. And Neo, eventually hits the shot towards KGB. But, Virtus.Pro were correct until it came to hitting those shots. And now Pasha and Neo just trying to stay alive, keep those weapons hampered. Device.
Yeah,
that flash wasn't good there. He was actually going to be flashed in for it, but not to get it in the end. But yeah, it was all going well for Virtus.Pro until they messed up actually hitting the shots, and that's as simple as it is.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Carrigan was flashed when he hit that shot as well. He was definitely doing the flashbang dance, that's for sure. And I think it's time to see the first AWP of the game. What's Pasha going to be doing with this one? We saw Neo take it before as I highlighted on towards long, but this time Pasha's going to be taking it back towards long. In fact, it's the second one. Tell a lie, we did actually see it the round prior, didn't quite note that. But VP going to be trying to bring something in. Look at this Pasha's positioning. He goes straight through toilets, looking to try and catch them off guard with his position, but there's 3 TSM members all starting to lean towards long, and he's in a prime spot to try and take 1, maybe 2 down. Dupree now put to grave early, as that's going to be TSM hindered so early in this round.
I just can't write them out. That's the thing, though. They're so capable. And Carrigan, that was a little bit of a couple of crosswires then, almost taking down KGB. Like, hey, let's make it harder for ourselves. But still, Snacks pushed up pretty far here. He's in a good spot. Well, I think he sees him. Yeah, he does. He does see Carrigan. And Carrigan really not focused in this one. He almost took down his own teammate then earlier. And now Snacks going to back up a little. TSM held on the precipice here. They can't push through that smoke. And then they had Pasha in their way, but Device lands a cracker, outscoping Pasha with an AK. But still, a lot of players for Virtus.Pro on this site. And we saw how well TSM can hold this. They completely dismantled NIP earlier in the Pro League season. But TSM are giving him a bit of a masterclass here of how to open it. But there's Snacks holding that close push. Almost gets the follow-up, and he needed to land that one to stop the bomb being able to go down. And now 2v2, Taz and Bialy to try and hold on here.
It's going to be big from Taz. Does manage to get the first, looking for the second as well. So low, it is going to be Bialy to piece that one together. And VP, all they need is a FAMAS, as I managed to scoop up the AWP and the defuse to bring that third one home. And that's a gap closer. That's really important. You could have seen TSM starting to run away with that one, start to mess with VP's economy, but no, they close it, and it's going to be 3-4.
And I'm really surprised at TSM. They just looked a little bit shaky. Once, getting to site, they lost a play. Carrigan was caught off, and he almost killed his teammate there. I think maybe just communication was a little bit off point, because you can see what happens when they are on point. It's just crisp and it's clean. But That looks a little bit sloppy, but let's see what they do now. Once again, back on the buy. They've still got money here, but this is a very close game. Pasha and Snacks, look how aggressive these guys are. They are pushing straight up here. I think Pasha's actually, is he in party already? He is, and that could be massive here. If he can get these shots to land, he is in the perfect spot, but already Snacks finds Cajun B. Dupree is around the back a little, but they've done the damage. A little hit and run there. Snacks gets out, but Dupree comes in for the punish. He doesn't get the shot off. Pasha's still alive, and that is a real error. They could have punished so much towards Virtus.Pro then.
But, I mean, Snacks went so aggressive, and look where he's gone. He's got another one. He's picking him up now, looking for more heads as he's going to be trying to shut them down. VP,
he's got backup. Neo's there. Neo can cover him off, or at least hope he can.
Wrapped around, though. He's got a plan behind him. He needs to be careful. Neo does babysit perfectly. Dupree now down. Lauren's mind is blown as this is just coming together beautifully for Virtus.Pro as it's all onto Device. Just 34 points of health, and all in a dream as he finds Snacks. And now 3 more CT standing between him and this round. And this has gone so south for TSM so fast. And it was all down to that early aggression, that early presence all across the map, across the board from Virtus.Pro.
And the synergy between Neo and Snacks then was just beautiful to witness. And okay, so Snacks was vulnerable from one area. Didn't matter because Neo was holding it, but on Device, giving it a good shot. That Hyper Beast being put into some hyper action, but Neo's there, pushes forward, closes it down. But that synergy was beautiful to watch because Snacks pushed up aggressively, right? And he was vulnerable from kind of being flanked, as you pointed out. But Neo, as soon as he saw that, pushed up out of the A site, got a little closer, said, all right, well, I've got your back. You just dominate that corridor. That's what you watch. And that is exactly what paid out for them. Keeping Virtus.Pro now neck and neck with TSM, who can still afford this pretty decent buy-up. These rounds are so close. I think this is going to be one of the best games I've cast in a long time. It's
evidence that we've seen some real hard work put in from TSM as well. VP having to bring, pull out all the stops in order to make this one as close as it currently is, and Neo is kind of has yet to be tested on this B side, but that may very well be changing very, very shortly. Zipnik's the man with the bomb, the man with a plan, is just lurking outside long, and you can see Dupree is in that same spot ready to do this flash and smoke. So here comes the nades, here comes the barrage of pushing on towards Bayali, and he's going to have to do everything he can as this half the bomb site is smoked. The nades come in as well. He's going to be able to do something here as it looks like the bomb's going down already. And the fast fingers of Snacks, they managed to respond. Taz is there as well as the frags just keep on coming for VP. And Cajun B and Carrigan are going to be stuck very much in a sticky position. Carrigan does a big... Is it a double? That was a double from him. I thought Cajun B picked up one as well. No, Cajun B's got it all to do now. Not going to happen as Neo shuts him down. And VP, they have an answer for everything.
They've started to turn it up now. This is brilliant. And what a difference from the last game as well. Before, Pasha was a big impact player. This game, he's only got 2 kills. And then on the other hand, it was a very quiet game from Snacks. We didn't see him really excel in the previous matchup. Here, he's on 11-7. Neo, though, the consistent one out of everything, had a great game last game that we saw just a moment ago, and now being able to find the same form. But look at this again. Pasha, aggressive. Snacks, aggressive. They don't like giving TSM this map control. They don't like allowing them the freedom. And on the TSM side, they're a little bit strapped for cash. They've got 2 of those Tech 9s in there, kind of depending off the back of each other to if a player gets picked, you pick up the AK and run with it. Yeah,
and I think we're going to be seeing an exchange in long later in this round. Pasha is actually... Oh, tell a lie. He's changed his mind. He's on off. He's on off to B. He thinks that there's going on because the smokes and flashes do get thrown out. The decoy as well. As Dupree makes himself known as well with the Tech 9. They want to try and draw the CTs, and they have done just that. Pasha, though, decides to stick at A.
And the other thing is, the only guns that have made noise really so far have been the Tech 9, so maybe Virtus.Pro aren't aware of what's up against them, and now they will be. Device comes in with a big AWP shot towards Snacks, and that's going to ring alarm bells for Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, now they're kind of in panic mode, because the bomb still is going to be. I don't know why I'm whispering, they're not here. Neo and Bialy are going to be sticking around the side. They seem to have got a good idea. That 2-2 split then from the CTs as TSM are starting to wrap around. There's still 2 Ts around toilet area, and if they were to try and make some noise, try and draw Neo on the rotate, they could try and pick up Bialy on his own, but no, not going to happen just yet. Pasha's considering the rotate as well. You can see he's just thinking about it. There's discussion. The molly's going to be thrown out as TSM yet to make their presence known. And they've only got 25 seconds now, Lauren.
Yeah, but I think Neo's going to spot him out.
Oh my!
Neo and Bialy deliver back-to-back kills. Dupree breaks in, takes down Neo, but he's bought time. Surely Taz and Pasha can get there. But Cajun B and Carrigan both have armor, both have weaponry. And look at that shot from Carrigan. Sublime play comes out. But now Taz, 1v1, 5 seconds remain. The bomb's down. Taz needs to get this shot off Cajun B, playing it perfectly to time, but Taz this time will deliver, and he will get the defuse and a well-needed round to follow up for Virtus.Pro.
Taz just makes up for those whiffed lines not too long ago up against Carrigan. This time he wins the 1v1, and this time he brings the round home for his team. And those are the rounds you're really going to be tested. Taz answers with a big smile on his face then. 6-4 going to be the score. And TSM are going to have to pull something together. You said their economy's a bit shaky. You saw with a couple of Tech 9s. They managed to make that close. Not close enough as they didn't manage to pick that one up. And now you're going to be seeing full AKs. No warp though yet in the hands of Device. We saw him the round prior. And didn't manage to do too much with it. He got the opener onto way, but they were in the end and always going to be pushing B. We saw Zipnix with that bomb and he didn't move.
And I want to see the change now from TSM. How do they switch up? Because really Virtus.Pro, once they got into the gun rounds against each other, it just seemed to go Virtus.Pro's way. They went a little aggressive down towards Party. They've been really locking down this map and making it hard work. But TSM didn't really switch up. Now they're looking a little bit different here. Zipnix not in the same spot. He was like holding the push towards B. He was seeing if they were going to push through. He's kind of in mid now. So they're kind of accumulating themselves towards possibly A, toilets. But now they're switching. This looks very different here. This is a very different approach from TSM. And they might need to find that, considering it's been a good 4 rounds in a row with Virtus.Pro really reining in the kills and the rounds. But Pasha, even though it was tagged up, still hits the shot. And there we go. Finally, there's the hit back. And this is going to be a play towards A. And there's still 2 players from Virtus.Pro waiting on that side.
Yeah, and every round that VP pick up...
Dupree's off. He's having none of it. He's going rotate. Device is the only man there. He's got to keep him interested.
He needs to sell this lie. He needs to sell this lie, and it's not going to work if Neo takes him down. It does. It's going to buy him enough time. Taz is sprinting towards the side. He's got his running shoes on. Bialy's already picked up one to Zipnix, and suddenly 2 members of TSM remain. Oh, Taz makes it just 1. KGB's got no health left. Neo is there, and good God was that smart from VP. They lingered just long enough to get the info they needed and managed to respond in full force. 7-4.
And Taz was so quick on that rotate as well. Don't get me wrong, Bialy went towards that upper balcony and just to watch over pretty quick. But Taz, as soon as, I don't know what must have given away to him.
What was the indicator?
A man of his caliber, I have no idea. You know what I mean? Like for me, I'd have to hear like a million footsteps on the other side. I'm like, oh, they might be there. But honestly, this guy just read it on the back of a dime. But still, TSM just looking a little lost for answers at the moment. They're still on this kind of force-up buy. They're not in a great shape. They've got the Scout. They've got the Galil. It's enough to work with. But Virtus.Pro, once they got the bigger weapons in their hands, they seem to settle down. And at this sort of round marker, I have to ask the question, what sort of scoreline will they be happy with going into their T side? Because we didn't get to see too much of it, I guess, before. Yeah,
that's actually the point I was going to raise. We were on the same wavelength today, Lauren. I was going to talk about just how strong their CT side was, because their CT side was just perfect. Like, it was pure. You saw the way they held A. They had every angle covered. It was very much kind of a crossfire-based structure. And TSM, actually, to be fair, there's a whole lot of kind of similarities between the way VP is holding this at this site and holding it so very well, as Pasha is going to draw first. But once again, Cajun B is going to be kicking himself because it looks like there's going to be more to join him. No, Carrigan shakes his head. He's paid a heavy price, though. 28 points of health as TSM still 3 of the 4 hanging around this toilet area. It looks like they may be considering a push through connector as they realize that Snacks has closed that door, and he's going to continue to do so as Dupree goes down. And actually, it seems to me that Carrigan is the only one really finding these entries on this A site.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not just this round, consistently.
I don't disagree, and I think TSM are really hitting a brick wall there, and they're having none of it. They're off again. These late game rotates, and you can see why the Bialy snuck around.
Taz is already there. He's sitting there with his running shoes on. Every single time he's sitting there waiting to be tagged in. He is going to be tagged in now as Bialy goes down. The spray control isn't quite good enough through the smoke as he's looking for something. It did find Zipnix, brought him low. Not low enough, as now we are going to be brought into a 2v2. This is where communication and experience is going to pay off.
Oh, and Zipnix is so low. He's got a nade, so a little bit of something to work with. I think he wants to use it for the defuse, if anything. There it is, a little early, and that's going to give away his spot, but Device perfectly waits in the smoke, sprays down for 2 and gets it perfectly done. And this man has been playing well. He's your counterpart. Wherever you want to look at towards maybe Snacks or Neo playing well, he's been doing just the same thing for TSM. Carrigan a close second, but I just can't help but say this game is going to be incredible. And we've got to just imagine what happens on the switch here, because overall I don't think this is a bad scoreline for either side. I think it's a fairly well-rounded scoreline. But TSM CT side on this map, previous to now, has been really good. Especially against NIP, it was just impenetrable. However, how good are Virtus.Pro on their T side? Do they have what it takes? Because this is a different stance from TSM. They're going to head towards B. They've got the guns, and sadly for Virtus.Pro, they've got a couple of pistols.
Yeah, they've got very little to work with, and it's just going to be a case of trying to make a dent in the Danish dogs. This is going to be a bit of alliteration.
Come on.
Oh, there we go, Taz. Finally pulled something together onto Cajun B. Is going to pay the ultimate price, though, as Carrigan just goes shopping for pistols, and Pasha has 4 players to find. He just wants to try and continue to shake TSM up a little bit, and I don't think he's going to be finding too much, and I'm just going to spend my time admiring Kerrigan's AK, because that is...
I was really wondering what you were going to say.
You wondering what I was staring at?
Yeah, I was like, are you staring their eyes again?
Yeah, no, I hung up on the Skype call. Yeah, I'm no longer looking at people's eyes. Yeah. But in the meantime, yeah, Pasha's just going to be hanging out in the playground. Just maybe
That's a really bad sentence.
He's hanging out. I was about to say he's found a bar and he's doing chin-ups. You know, you see?
Okay, that works. That works.
I was on my way. You shut me down. You made it all nasty.
Kerrigan nasty.
Either way, that's going to be 7-6 then for TSM, and kind of gifted round for them as the economy from VP did get shaken. So it's going to be double eco from them as well. As I say that. Why is the money not showing up on my screen?
And it's quite funny looking back at this, right? You okay? You're on the struggle bus. Alex doesn't understand how CS works most of the time.
I'm pressing all the wrong buttons.
Confused. Yeah, he is. We'll leave him to work that out. He's working out a keyboard. But I want to throw back to when these two have met head-to-head, especially on this map Overpass. Actually, so far, it's a 2-0 record in favour to Virtus.Pro. Not only during the Face It finals once, but not only twice. It's twice. And TSM only managed to pick up 4 rounds in one of those 2 instances. So I don't think we can compare that to TSM's current form as regularly as we would like to, but overall, even though it's not true to trend, you'd say Virtus.Pro are the favourites on this map, but this is a much better performance from TSM here, keeping it very close. Simnix and Cajun.B, though, the last 2 alive. This is going to be a hard one.
Yeah, it was 2v4, now 2v3, though, starting to make this look a little bit more manageable. Still, there's a whole lot piled on their plate. And Pasha and Bialy going to be kind of pincer movementing. Totally a word. Thank you, Alex.
Nailed it.
As Pasha's just kind of very reminiscent of JW on train, just sitting at the bottom of the ladder. Oh, Cajun.B swings around. It's actually going to connect while he's on a ladder. That doesn't normally happen, which is quite nice to see.
Kobe.
As that's going to be a big one. Cajun.B brought to 24. And Bialy, doesn't quite rattle off the shots just yet, but he knows that Cajun.B has got so few decisions to make here now. I mean, you know, do you face? Do you try and go for a bit of a run? He is going to try and get that bomb down, but VP have got millimeters to run in comparison to what Cajun.B has ahead of him. As he very well may just want to keep that EK to himself. 20 seconds left. It's not going to be an A plan. It is going to be a saved AK. Maybe trying to catch one of the 2 on his way out.
He's trying to run for it. He's trying to run.
Ooh, that is not going to go well.
Problem is that Snax is by bank. So... No, I put the flash to the wrong spot. And he doesn't get the plant off. Sadly, didn't even get the bomb plant, which is, you know, the little bit of extra money he could have had in hand. But not to be the case. Although, okay, let's just keep in mind what this is. And I can never really say, you know, oh, this is a really CT-sided map, or this is a really T-sided map. For me, it's all just about, you know, who's performing well, because at the moment, I think TSM are having quite a good T side. I think they're playing quite nicely on their T side. I don't think it's been a shoddy performance. But then in my mind, I'm like, wait, that's TSM, you know, world-class TSM up against Virtus.Pro, who are also very good, but recently, same form, I'm not sure. I probably wouldn't put them to the same par just at the moment, but Dupree showing what they've got there, just taking down Bialy and one swift move towards that B side. It's going to force the push on, but a great counter flash comes out, slows down TSM, allows Virtus.Pro 3 players on towards the site. Taz is there, and Taz gets 2. Device and Cajun.B down. That's going to slow this push almost down to a hole, and Taz isn't done just yet. He's got 3. Hell, he might just won the last 2 for himself.
I don't think he's going to get greedy there. That's not Taz's style, as there is 2 more to find, and he's going to play it nice and safe, enabling Neo, who's much better off for health, is going to be finding 1. Probably going to find the second as well, as it's going to be Kerrigan and Dupree who meet their demise, and that is going to be the half. And you said that TSM probably not going to be too disappointed with that one, and these most certainly will not, especially considering how strong they have been as of late on that CT side. You're right, though, they have met twice, both times VP prevailing, but times have changed, as has TSM's Overpass. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what Virtus.Pro bring to the forefront of this one, to see what they have to challenge TSM CT side, which is kind of recognized as a very relentless and very, it feels like a bit of a Danish wall to majority of teams.
It definitely was. And I throw my mind back to what really impressed me was how well they played out on the A side and how solid they were on the A side. It was literally impenetrable. I look at the NIP game because it's the most extreme example of it, because it was a very one-sided affair, and I can't even remember. I think NIP literally got the pistol round and that was it.
No, they got 3.
Yeah,
the back of the 3.
Literally, and that was all they got. So really, TSM have been very strong in this. They did go to overtime against Na'Vi recently, but outside of that, it's been their map, and they've been very good at it. The only people who've really stopped them I look at their recent results have been Virtus.Pro. So I want to see what now TSM can do. Can they keep that really strong form on their CT side up now against a team who've actually pushed them to their limits before? Virtus.Pro, we are live into the game now. Virtus.Pro are on their T side. TSM are on the CT side. And let's get into this one.
Yeah, 2 of the last 9 times TSM played Overpass, they lost. That's a statistic that says a whole lot more about what has happened to them now as they're ready to try and dig their teeth into their first CT round. Xyp9x ready in the wings. There's another man there. He's been brought low, but Karrigan's brought Snacks lower with the nade. Karrigan gets another one. Xyp9x is there as well as he puts one into Taz's brain. And now Bialy and Neo so low. They didn't even need to aim for heads anymore. Just aim for the toes, as it's going to be just 2 Polish men remain. Just 1, as Neo's going to be trying to find something in the end of this round. TSM haven't lost a man yet, and that's going to be one very clinical round from TSM.
And I just can't wait to see the back and forth here. Will it be the same? 2 rounds coming in for the pit, well, 1 round of the first in the second half, the second off the back of it with, the SMG buy-up, and then that early switch. Because we've just seen a plant come in for Virtus.Pro, so they've done the same as, what TSM achieved on their T-side pistol. So I'd love to see the symmetry between it, because I know Virtus.Pro occasionally do like those nice early investments. We're seeing something a little different, though, from TSM. Last time Virtus.Pro went for the almost all SMG purchase. And then 1 UMP, I think it was with Taz, and then I think 1 other player was able to afford the bigger gun, the M4 in play. This time, though, we're seeing only 1 SMG with Karrigan, a player who's kind of become infamous with it because he likes to get aggressive, he likes to get in their faces. But this time, he's playing quite far back. Dupree's the one pushing up a little further. And actually, Virtus.Pro are going straight into this. They've gone for a similar buy to what TSM brought out. It's that big Tech-9 purchase, coupled and supplemented with the Scout. And it's going straight towards A. That train doesn't look like it's stopping.
Let's see what they're going to do to deal with this one. We're going to be seeing Neo already full Taz, half health as well. He's just got a Tech-9 to his name. He's going to charge on through, not going to find it as Karrigan shuts him down as well. And now all onto Pasha as they have very little to work with. Just the Scout as Device is just continuing to mop things up. He's picked up 2 this round. No, sorry, excuse me. It's Dupree who's picked up 2, just the 1 for him and Karrigan. And if they wanted to spread these out nice and evenly, they'd let Xyp9x and Cajun B take 1 as well. As it's just going to be the hunt for Pasha with the Scout in hand.
And Pasha, I think he's going to struggle in this one. They do have head armor, which is the issue. They do have everything in place, and no one's tagged enough for it to be a one-shot, really. So Pasha's kind of in trouble here, bless him. Trying to hide himself back in spawn. Stay away, stay back. But sadly, the Danish wolves are at the door.
See ya.
Cajun B is going to find that one.
Danish wolves, it's almost Copenhagen wolves. Let's see how this one goes. As it looks like VP are going to have to go for the second. Sorry, is that the third? Yeah, they did force up in the second, so we're going to be seeing them just with the Glocks for now. See,
now this is the difference. On TSM's pistol, they got so many plants in, they were able to keep a small purchase going, and they're going to go for it here, Virtus.Pro. They're going back in for this.
Okay.
So it's going to similar to trend. Now, if this is the same as the first half, if you want to be that kind of crazy with it, this should be Virtus.Pro's round in theory, somehow. And it looks like the Tech-9 train is back on the rails, and it's going right in towards Device. And, well, Device gets a great bit of work done, and Dupree with a UMP comes up, but he can't get the damage dealt. And this is going the way it shouldn't do, but it is. Snacks and Pasha getting the kills. It's down to a 3v4, but the HP is very low on the Virtus.Pro side.
Yeah, and they've got very, very minor room for maneuver here, as they know. I think, especially you can see in Karrigan, he's just well aware that they've had a lot of damage done to them. They have got the full armor, and you really want to cripple VP here. If they were to pick this round up, that would spell trouble for TSM, and they are well aware that they need to shut this down and end it before they get to the site. If smokes come down, and I say smokes, there is just 2 for VP. If oh no, shit, excuse me, Bialy does have a smoke as well.
Oh, sugar.
Oh, sugar. Sugar, honey, iced tea. You only get 1 of them.
Is this your one?
That's my 1.
Wow.
There we go.
I've yet to drop that since I've been employed, but hey-ho. I like the way I pointed this out a lot as well.
Yeah, let's see then where they go for this one. They have opted for long, and as I said before, TSM really want to shut this down. They don't actually have too many people set up. It's just going to be really Xyp9x and Karrigan if he can rotate quick enough.
And Xyp9x is going to be the big player here. He's a bank. Now, Karrigan come back around. I'll be surprised if Virtus.Pro don't notice it. If they don't keep eyes on Karrigan, he will be their downfall. And he's already done the damage. He's just distracted them to allow Xyp9x to come in. And a great bit of synergy coming out for TSM then. Keeping the round in check. Virtus.Pro 4. And we are back all even. 9-9. This game is going to be incredible. I was so hoping it would be this close and it wasn't going to be one-sided. This is what I'm looking forward to. But now Virtus.Pro need to step up. Maybe not this round, excuse me, the next one when they can buy. Jesus, my brain has just gone after you swore. I'm just so offended. I've never heard that word before. But Virtus.Pro need to step up when it comes to gun round. I'm sorry. Oh, you just gave me the saddest little look.
Give you a dirty look.
But no, once Virtus.Pro get on their gun run, they have to make it count, because they haven't really made a big dent in towards TSM CT side. But then again, maybe they're gathering information, maybe they're just working out how they want to really assault this when they do get those guns.
Yeah, quite reminiscent of VP CT side as well. We're going to be seeing Device on long versus Pasha. This kind of 1v1 seems to be constantly emerging for these boys, as this is going to be a tough one with just a P250 for Pasha. He still had to go though. Taz is going to push in. This is going to be not too difficult for Device. Oh, the second is there though. Pasha with a follow-up. Something VP are so competent at, as now it's going to put an AWP in the hands of Pasha. And suddenly TSM realize this is a 3v3. There is a rifle, 2 rifles in play now. Make it just 1, as Pasha's there with onto Zipnix with the AWP. 1v2 now, as he's just made something out of what was nothing in this round. And he knows Zipnix is close. Just wiggling his way through. KGB is there to babysit Zipnix, and that's going to be, excuse me, Carrigan, and that's going to be 10-9 then, the score for TSM, and we still haven't seen VP pick up one on this T side. This, though, is the one.
This is the round I was looking for.
That's the one you were looking for.
There we go. Numbers are difficult, rounds are hard.
Maths is difficult, yeah.
I should never do that. Counting, God.
Whew.
Anyway, let's look at what they've got here. What have they gone for the buy with? Okay, so 5 AKs, good bit of utility, and look what's coming to greet him at the door. Carrigan, Dupree, and Device all pushing up pretty aggressively here, and Device has the AWP. He's going to connect it towards Bialy, and that is just filthy. Going straight in and just completely ruining Virtus.Pro's
and that is
plan.
trust in your team as well. Like, he had Carrigan and Dupree set up to just keep him safe from the fountain
alive,
side.
boys.
Yeah, keep me alive, let me go for the aggressive pick, and you better believe Dupree is going on the whirlwind tour all the way back to A to do some damage on towards long. Pasha doesn't have an AWP just yet. He's still going to be there, though, hanging out by the tree. And the 4 Ts are well and truly spread. Pasha's the only one towards A, though, as Taz is trying to form something. It's going to be shut down by KGB as he just whips out his knife to show off. Snacks isn't impressed. 4-3 then. Zipnix is the main man considering this defense on towards this B site, and Pasha is finally going to be joining his comrades with that bomb. And 45 seconds left. We saw the latest one was about TSM, one about 25 seconds considering a push on towards B. Looks like VP may be considering something similar.
Well, if they do go B, they're in a good position for it, because there are 3 TSM players still on the A site. Now, if they're able to overcome maybe Zipnix, then they'll have to deal with Dupree. Now, he's watching that play up from short. Here we go. Zipnix going to call the alarm. That's the bomb down. Zipnix now retracting. He's going to push through the connector. That's perfect play. Device comes into practice, and now just Neo left in a 1v4, and I don't think he can do too much. He's going to start off well, taking down Device, but Dupree was there and waiting. Carrigan recovers the AWP, and I like that play. As soon as Zipnix saw, okay, I've killed the bomb carrier. All right, there's still 2 pushing up towards site. Let me push through the tunnels myself and leave the rest of my side to deal with the overrun of players. I'll just lock down the bomb. And that's just TSM to the T. It's just really smart crossfires, always put themselves on the correct sites at the right time. And I love watching these guys play, but Virtus.Pro yet to really make their mark on the T side. I want to see something more. I want to see something different. I want to see the Virtus.Pro that can turn up and really win these games.
And you better believe I've got a smile on my face, because I knew TSM CT side has just become really, really poisonous, and this is going to be big. KGB just with the 1, though. The molly's there in response. That's going to put a spanner in the works for VP, as they are really getting brought down. Look at Bialy's health. He's got so little to work with, and Carrigan's just going to come mop up. The janitor has arrived, or not, as Snacks just picks up a double, and that's such a crucial double, as now this 2v2 is about to hit the slowdown button.
And Dupree is nowhere near the same position Device is in. It's actually pretty good. He's gained ground really quickly. He's behind them. Neo's not aware. Ooh. Snacks isn't aware. Dupree is lurking in the deep, and Device is just buying time, waiting for his teammate to become apparently close to sight, and now here we go. Neo playing towards mid. We've got 1 down towards pit. Snack spots him out. It's Dupree coming in for the kill. He gets down 1, and now Neo 1v2 gets the first. That's Dupree gone, and Device is running out of time. He does it. Oh my God! Has he got this? This is down to the wire.
It's just enough time.
Oh my God,
wow.
Device. Beautiful play, and Neo's going to be kicking himself for just staying in that smoke. Just a second too late. He peeked up too early. He could have waited a little longer. He could have fallen back. But of course, it's going to come down to Device, the guy who's been relentlessly on point, 19-13 so far in such a high caliber game. And TSM yet to lose a round on their CT side. This is huge.
This is really, really good from TSM. I mean, like, they're really top of the scoreboard. Let's not forget, you know, 13-5 their scoreline so far in this Pro League. And they're looking to make it 14 and do it in style on the CT side. 2 AWPs this time. KGB's picked up 1 as well. As you see the same thing from VP when they could. Pasha and Neo picking it up on either side. And now Device and KGB going to try and give them a masterclass. Device is still quite aggressively. Normally you see him go kind of hard and then back up. This time he's sticking around, and that's because Carrigan and Dupree are there as well. And this is really good. Neo's not going to be expecting that one. He still managed to flick. Oh, and Device puts it into Snax' brain. And now there's 3 to find. There's Device looking towards long. The smoke's there. That's going to delay them. As Virtus.Pro trying to piece something together as they realize 2 vital components of this attack have been removed.
And Carrigan and Dupree are still behind them. Like, Carrigan's gone on a big walk. He's just around the back, leaving Device and Xyp9x as the stopping point, saying, guys, you just buy time and we'll be there pretty fast. Carrigan's actually coming up around long. Xyp9x holds on long enough, but he just goes down. But Device is still standing, and Device just doesn't stop delivering. Carrigan finally comes in to mop up the final kill of that round. But Device, what a phenomenal player. You know, it's just beautiful to watch him play this game. The first shot he got in this round, and then closing it down like that, just perfect stuff. And I really hope TSM keep this clean slate now. All the way through. It was like sheet and slate in one.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You know, you feel me?
Also, do you think I should start a petition to stop saying puts it in?
I really think you should. I'm having to turn around
every time I say it,
times.
you cackle. You hit your mute button and cackle. So I'm just going to go ahead and let's remove that. Let's just take that out of my vocabulary for now. And
put it in his brain. It's very aggressive.
It in his brain. I'm talking about the bullet, Lauren. Let's see what KGB can do. Find Snax. That's a good start, and especially when they have just
I'll go cackle over
2 Kevlar vests between them. That's right. I'm calling it Kevlar vests. I'll do what I want. Let's see what they're going to do now. As the bomb is going to be loose, Carrigan, the man to pick up the frag, as Neo does fall, and Bialy does manage to avenge his fallen comrade. And there's Pasha as well. Suddenly, VP starting to piece something together. It may not be a round, but it's damage.
They gotta go fast here. The smoke wall will start to dissipate. Are you okay? Oh, he's throwing stuff around now. But it's a 3v2. And as I said, the smokes were the important part here, but KGB's just having none of it. KGB's just pushed right in, gone for that just aggressive, confident play. But 2 AWPs right now, they're depending on the CZs, and it's working. Now 1v1, Taz finally gets the job done. That took far too long. But just to go back to what I was really poorly putting across in my cast, the wall of smoke was perfect for Virtus.Pro. They made it go from a close, quite a long-range site where you've got the people up in balcony, you've got people just down by that doorway. They smoked it off to allow them to plant. They held it close with the Tech-9s and drew them towards them. Like,
I am genuinely impressed. That was a very special round from VP. I'm going to be watching that back, because those are rounds you shouldn't win. Those are rounds you straight up shouldn't, unless TSM make mistakes. They didn't make too many mistakes. That was just VP turning up, and Device is going to try and put them right back in their place with that shot on towards Taz. Xyp9x, nice little pop flash. Nothing there to be found, though, as Dupree is there to level the playing field, or as much as he can. It's going to be now down to just 2 VP members. They're so aggressive with the CT side.
And it's almost like they just want to get back in their heads. Like, hey, Red, well done, you picked up a round.
Congratulations.
But I'm going to be almost in your spawn, and I'm going to be trashing you pretty much right now. And you're just seeing it time and time again. Dupree pushes up, challenge down Pasha with the AWP. Like, these guys are playing like this BM style almost of just a sheer aggression, the sheer confidence play. And it's working.
Do you know what this is? They've got a piece of paper written "stick to ecoing," and they've just thrown a people aeroplane out towards them. And we're going to be seeing, actually, Neo try and fight back. Not going to happen. They just stacked on up towards long to find him. That's going to put 14 on the board for Virtus.Pro, and that's also going to mess real with their economy with that 1 win, then a loss again.
Yeah, it's 2.8, 2.2, and 2K for Snax is pretty poor there. And this time we got it right on the economy. Nailed it. But yeah, it's not great for them. And the problem is now they'll put TSM on towards match point. But they're going for the win. They're going to play for the win here, Virtus.Pro. They don't want the draw. They don't want to go overtime. They don't want none of that. Whoa. They want the win. So 2 AKs in play with a little bit of armor. We've got some Tech-9s and a CZ. Not a great deal. And there's still Device. Device, the man who can. The man who's been greeting him at the doorway every single time. But this time he's tagged down. He's got pressure. And Dupree's had to pick up the slack. Finally, Device falls. And Dupree is surrounded. Virtus.Pro, left, right, center. Carrigan coming in to try and support him, try and help him out, but he doesn't account for the guy to the right, but it doesn't matter! Carrigan with perfect control. Just get them so close towards match point.
Damn, that was so bad. I clapped. Damn it! I've been trying not to be forced to clap out of me as it's all on to Bialy. That's Carrigan. That swift flick. I mean, he shouldn't have got any of those frags. He managed to pick up both, as now Bialy trying to do the same. Not gonna happen. And wow, we are...
What a round from Dupree.
Well, Dupree and even Carrigan, those two kind of holding hands and just stopping VP. They played it like a, they almost played it like a kind of force. They played it like they had pistols and armor, but they had rifles, and it didn't quite pay off. risk, reward, and this time Virtus.Pro have got no room for error, and they only have Tech9's and Armor between them.
And the thing was that the one thing that shines to me beyond any doubt in comparison to any other team with TSM is how well they play on this A side. They don't just take the site, they don't just play up to the towards, they can push so far, and Device is doing what he did at the start of this game, and he's going to do it so well again. Taz goes down, he goes back for more, and it's going to be Carrigan getting the kills. Device can't get it, and Virtus.Pro left with 2, and nothing left to work with.
TSM are such a pleasure to watch on CT side Overpass. Teams take note, this is how you surprise, and now we're going to be seeing Pasha try and do something with his CZ. He cannot, and Carrigan is going to be the main man to secure that final round, the final frag, and that does conclude what was a spectacle, a true spectacle.
Unreal.
I mean, if you now cast your mind back, it has to be said that TSM's T side is worth a look at as well, considering just how little VP could really pick that one up. And I'm pretty sure the last time they met, I said it before, I want to get the result in just so I don't get it wrong, but the last time those guys met, it was 16-4 to Virtus.Pro, and that was in the FACEIT League.
I haven't seen, actually, TSM pick up a win against Virtus.Pro on this map before. I think the last time they've actually been able to meet, it's all been about Virtus.Pro. Virtus.Pro have been great on that map. Yeah. And it's just TSM CT side. Time and time again, it's just flawless. They play it out so well. I just want to learn what they can do.
Yeah. That's going to be something to watch back. I'm certainly going to be doing that because that's really evidence of some strong stratting. Like, that's TSM, who you've seen. I mean, you can look at the results yourself, and they were not a strong Overpass team, and they have just come back and started picking up a 16-3 against NIP, besting Virtus.Pro now. Things are going to really start heating up. They even managed to take Navi into an overtime, finally picking up that victory. So, like, this has been a really good statement now about how strong they can be on Overpass, and I'm looking forward to seeing how things continue for them on that map as well as others. TSM then, that's going to add another win to their collection. They're at the top of the league already, very much so. Yeah. I think those at 39 points, they're on the dangerously
They're pretty
close.
much untouchable.
Yeah, they're pretty much. We are basically going to be seeing them in Cologne. I'm not going to do the maths. We are very close to seeing them in Cologne.
It's very likely.
Yeah.
It's very likely.
Thank you. Oh, very nice. Very PC way of saying it. That does mean, though, it's time to talk about our next game. We're going to be bringing you Titan up against Hellraisers. And before we do that, it's time for a quick break.